back with another video. This is going to be a Mr. Nightmare video, and again, you all know I love Mr. Nightmare. I always love seeing his videos. So this is basically Chuck E. Cheese. So I've never, I've obviously heard of Chuck E. Cheese, but obviously I've never been there. I'm pretty sure it's like a kids, it's like a Chuck E. Cheese. I'm not too sure, because I know it's some kind of like restaurant. I'm pretty sure I just don't know exactly if it's like fast food or like Chuck E. Cheese. Okay, yeah, so so it's like a kid's birthday party place. Okay, yeah, so it's like a restaurant and arcade. Okay, gotcha. I figured it was some kind of like, something like that, just to make sure. So it's 12.5 minutes long, and again, it's Mr. Nightmare, and I freaking love him, so I just thought it'd be good. So true scary, true Chuck E. Cheese stories, let's go. Sus. This is gonna be some sus shit. Guaranteed.
Remember Chuck E. Cheese? That old arcade with the singing animatronics? Of course you do. I just found out they went bankrupt recently. It made me think back to my horrible experience there as a very little kid. I was no older than 8 or 9.
Okay.
It was like my third and last time ever at a Chuck E. Cheese. This specific location closed down years ago, but it used to be basically down the street from our old house. My mom took my little brother and I, and she let us roam free and do our own thing and play the games, while she sat at one of the tables reading like most of the other parents.
You're about 8 years old, just let them do what they want.
I was playing this clown game where you had to shoot the clown's teeth out with this little cannonball shooter. I was playing the games that would get me the most tickets for the prizes. I finished the game again, and the tickets shot out from the ticket slot. That's when I felt a tap on my shoulder. I turned and jumped in my seat. I was greeted with a giant Chuck E. Cheese mascot in my face. He held out his hand for a high five, and naturally I gave him his high five with a smile.
No.
He then pointed at the tickets and gave me a thumbs up. I think I just continued laughing and smiling and said, yeah. Then he pointed at the tickets once more and motioned for me to follow him.
No.
So I ripped the tickets from the slot and followed the giant mascot.
No. See, why the parents gotta be watching you.
A couple other kids around like 6 came up to him saying, "Hey Chucky," and he gave them both high fives. I kept following him, wondering if he'd tell the other kids to follow, but he didn't. He would turn back every few seconds to make sure I was still following. Finally, we made it across the main floor by the stage towards this back area, where he waved me to follow him through this employees-only door.
No.
From what I remember about how I was feeling, let's just say a combination of weird and excited. We entered this narrow hallway, and I felt kind of special for being allowed access back here. Keep in mind, I had the mind and maturity of a very young child.
Exactly.
The mascot led me to this back room, where he motioned for me to enter first, so I did. It was this small changing room type of room.
No.
It had a few lockers on one wall, and one long bench extending half the length of the room. That was it. He entered the room and shut the door behind us, and I noticed he locked it. That's when I became confused and afraid. I thought he was taking me to get a bunch of free tickets. What could he possibly do in this empty room with me? He approached me, put his furry mascot hand on my shoulder, and then started rubbing from my shoulder to my arm.
Stop.
He seemed as though he tried to reach lower with both of his hands, and I pushed him off and yelled, "Stop." That's when the person in the suit lifted the mask off his head, revealing some sweaty, middle-aged man underneath.
Ew.
He started to remove the rest of the costume from himself as he told me to be quiet. I sat there watching, shaking, and plotting my way for the door.
Shit, that's
When I thought he was distracted enough by the suit, I tried to run past him for the door, but he grabbed me and told me to stop.
You
He
stop.
offered me all the free tickets I wanted if I just behaved.
No.
I started to yell and pound on the door. He tried to cover my mouth, but I think he gave up when he realized it wasn't worth the risk for him. I unlocked the door and ran back down the hall in tears.
Fuck, man.
I ran back to my mom, yelling at her about what just happened. She was distraught and went right to the front desk. The girl at the front desk seemed to be in a panic as well, and I think she called for her supervisor.
That's probably not
Pretty
even
soon,
him.
all the music was stopped, and the place was put into a lockdown of sorts, where all the kids were to go to their parents. A bunch of workers ran to the back section, and eventually police showed up outside. I had to give my whole story to a crowd of like 6 people, and I was extremely nervous. The man in the Chuck E. suit was some random creep who snuck into the back section of the building to dress in one of the suits and apparently lure children to the back.
See?
Realizing and looking back at that now as a grown adult is disturbing and disgusting. That I was the victim of a predator. I never found out if that monster was caught.
He fucking better have been caught. Fuck, man. I'm really glad you're okay, though. Shit. Fucking perverts, man.
I used to work for Chuck E. Cheese very briefly when I was 21 years old.
I was like,
I
kind of
was
looks
one of
sus
the
anyway.
janitors slash maintenance workers.
Sus.
I know, not very awe-inspiring. I was broke as hell and needed money. All my job really entailed was cleaning tables and keeping the play areas generally clean. Sounds easy, but there was never really a time to just sit and take a breath. There was always something to clean or take care of. I would also be in charge of turning on and off the animatronics, opening the stage curtains, fixing busted arcade machines, and things of that nature.
Fun.
My shifts would always be later, from like 4 to 10 p.m. My location closed at 8 on weekdays and 9 on weekends. I would stay an hour, sometimes 2 hours after, to get the place in top shape ready for the next day. So this one night, I was working past close like I usually did. Everyone had already left the building, including the other workers. So I was the last one in the building.
No.
I was dragging my cleaning cart around the arcade area. I had already turned off all the game machines. I was by that space-themed arcade machine where you had to press the button at the right moment to stop the light on the jackpot bulb. As I was passing by this machine, the space-themed music suddenly emits from the machine at a very loud volume, and all the lights start flashing again.
Oh hell no,
I felt
someone's
like
there
my heart was in my throat. That's how much it startled me. I fiddled with my keys to access the control port of the machine to turn it off again. I'd never seen anything like that happen before.
If someone's there,
It
turn
suddenly
it on.
just freaked me out.
Someone's
Only
there.
because I was all alone in that big building pretty late
Yeah,
at
you're
night.
not alone.
The weirdness didn't stop there, though. By this point in the night, I had already shut down the animatronics on the stage. So when I heard Chucky's pre-recorded laugh break the silence of the room, my heart started pounding again. The laugh was
Someone's in there with
cut
you.
off. It almost sounded glitchy. I ditched my cleaning cart to go backstage and check on the animatronics. And I could see they were in their idle modes now, meaning they would move their limbs and heads around every so often. I would have to go to the control room to turn them off, but this was the second strange thing to happen.
Yeah, they shouldn't be turning on
I
themselves
started
anyway.
getting paranoid that someone else was in the building with me.
They are.
But that thought was interrupted, and I noticed that the Chucky animatronic was facing me, and its head angled down perfectly to look as though it was looking at me. It was
Shit.
bizarre. Bizarre that I was finding it that disturbing.
Is it?
I'm not crazy.
Is that him dressed up
My
as
own
someone?
peace of
I feel like
mind,
it's
with
some
my
guy
eyes
dressed
on
up
the
as
Chucky
that.
animatronic. I walked past it,
No, it's-
closer to the control room.
No, it's not an animatronic.
I waited there for a few seconds.
It's not an animatronic.
And the animatronic spun 90 degrees to face me once more, perfectly. I swear it was once again looking right at me.
It's not an
And
animatronic.
the laughter emitted once again from the animatronic.
Stop. Oh my
In a
god.
creepy, glitchy, cut-off manner. This time much louder, obviously because I was right next to it. I ran to the control room to hit the switch to turn everything off on the stage
And
once
then I
more.
watch it still not
I
off.
left the control room, and the Chucky animatronic was still facing the direction it was moments before. I left the stage through the curtain and just felt uneasy. I was starting to think maybe it was all just getting to my head. That's
No.
when I heard the horrible laugh again come from the stage behind the curtains.
Oh my god.
That was the last straw.
Goosebumps.
I took my card, clocked out, and left. I texted my boss the next day that I had to leave early because I was feeling extremely sick. He said it wasn't a problem, but he never mentioned anything about the animatronics being left on. And when I asked him if the animatronics had some kind of motion detecting feature to look at people, he said no, they didn't. I'm not the most superstitious guy.
Yeah, someone was
I
there.
firmly believe I wasn't the only presence in that building that
You
night.
weren't. You
I
clearly
don't mean
weren't.
there was another person in there.
There was. Either a spirit or a person was in there with you. I don't even care. 100%. No cap. Fuck.
This is a story from my childhood that I don't like to look back on too much. I was 13. My mom brought my two little sisters and I to Chuck E. Cheese one evening. My sisters are 4 and 6 years younger than me, so it was more for them. And my mom just wanted me to come along. My mom was playing games with my sisters, so I went to do my own thing. It was my only time ever at Chuck E. Cheese, so I was trying to play every game at least once. Eventually a worker in a red polo shirt came up to me. He was in his lower to mid-20s, I'd say.
He or
didn't
she?
seem that old.
He?
He asked me if I wanted some more tokens.
Yeah,
I said, yeah, sure. He told me to follow him.
Here we
He
go.
led me through this sketchy back door, which led to a back exit. I
Why?
asked him where he was leading me.
Like,
He said to his truck.
no, I'm not going
He
to a
told me not
truck.
to tell anyone, but that he had access to all the tokens he wanted, and just kept piles of them in his car.
Yeah, okay.
I stopped following when I realized he was leading me to his car.
There you go.
I told him my mom would be mad. He tried to push that I follow him a little more, but gave up. Before I walked back inside, he asked for my AIM username, and I gave it to him. I was excited for new friends on AIM. For those of you who don't know, AIM was an instant messenger that was all the rage before smartphones and texting really became a thing.
Why would you add a
I
random
don't remember
worker?
his username. All I know, it was something with his name in it, which was Ben. I would sign on to AIM every single night, including that night after Chuck E. Cheese. I signed in, and I had a few friends online. Next thing I knew, I got a message from Ben, so I added him to my buddy list. He said, "Hey, it's Ben from earlier." I replied, "What's up?" and we started chatting.
How
He
old is he
chatted
though?
with me as if we were good friends already.
Yeah, how old is he?
I asked him how he was able to get all the tokens he wanted, and he said it's easy when you work there. He told me he was going to come to my house that night with a bunch of tokens.
Oh my god.
I told him, no, it's okay. And
No.
he told me, no, it's fine. You live really close to me anyway.
How do you know?
I replied, how do you know where I live? And he said he followed my mom's van on our way
What the
home.
fuck, man?
I blocked his account immediately.
Yeah, call the cops right
I was
now.
beyond scared. I told my friends about it on AIM. Some of them said I should tell my parents or call the police.
Both.
But I waited.
Don't wait.
Maybe he was bluffing. But no, he wasn't.
Are you
I
trying to
heard
get
a
killed?
truck pull up outside through my open window.
Oh my god.
I looked out the window and saw the black truck that Ben guy was leading me towards earlier. I saw him get out from the truck, and I know he spotted me because he started walking over to my window. I pulled the window in and locked it, and then shut the blind. By that point, he was already halfway to my window, and he was waving his arms at me.
Bitch,
I
no.
ran to my mom to tell her. She didn't find it funny, thinking I was kidding at first. But I convinced her after she looked out the window and saw the black truck begin to speed down the road. My mom wanted me to show her the AIM conversation, but I couldn't, as I had deleted him off my buddy list and blocked him. My parents called the police, of course, but that was just for peace of mind. They couldn't do anything besides make a report. The next day, my mom called the Chuck E. Cheese and asked about a Ben. They said they had no Bens who worked there.
Told you.
There were also no employees matching that guy's description.
See?
The Chuck E. Cheese eventually handed the CCTV footage from the day before to the police department for an investigation, which turned up no results. My family never went to a Chuck E. Cheese ever again.
So like, to be honest, like you never even know if everybody or anybody there is like an actual worker, because you're in like a kid's place. Anybody could like wanna get in because there's kids there if they're like kids, right? And then they want to freaking kidnap them or some shit. Then you have like an easy thing right there, especially because someone like really young, like 8, 9, 10, you may not understand. Just like that 8-year-old following him to that that closet room, locker room. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do in there, bitch? I'm not fucking you. Like, oh my god. Again, the thing is, I can't just say kids don't be stupid because like you're a kid. I can't really say don't be stupid because like if I was 8, maybe I would have done the same thing. I barely remember anything from when I was 8, so I can't really say oh yeah but like, so I can't really say how I was. But I did follow someone when I was like 11 into someone's house. That's all. I'm gonna leave it at that. Obviously I was fine, knock on wood. But I walked into my neighbor's house, which I did not even know. I just started following her, and then I walked into her house. And I'm alive, not gonna lie, but I'm still alive. So, but my mom bitched at me and lectured me, of course. So, yeah. See, even me at 11, I didn't know what I was doing. So, imagine 7 or 8, I can't even complain. But just the fact that like you're older and then you finally like I could realize the error of your ways, or like the situation could have been much more deadly for you. It's scary as shit. Like, you know what I mean? It's scary as shit. Like, Jesus. Okay, that's gonna be it for this video though. Please be sure to subscribe if you're new. Be sure to comment down below. And can we just acknowledge that I'm actually filming at night for once? Like, look, like usually that's like bright as hell. It's not. What time is it? If my phone turned on, that'd be terrific. I'll wait for oh yeah, okay, so it's not gonna show. Okay. It's 10:15 and normally I don't record this late, so like I'm scared. But that's gonna be the end of this video. If you are new, please be sure to subscribe. If you enjoy my videos and you haven't subscribed, also give me a subscription if you would like to. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And that's gonna be it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Be sure to drop your suggestions down below as well, and I'll get to them hopefully within a month or so. I'll definitely film it within a month. Just it may be filmed shortly after, but it may not be out till weeks later, just because that's how my schedule goes. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace out.